Dear students, today we are going to enter into second unit of first semester BA first year. Uh, Today's topic is uh, liberty, equality, and justice. We have to look at these three concepts from the perspective of a liberal perspective, Marxist perspective, and feminist perspective. A feminist perspective has recently been introduced, and the liberal and Marxist perspective have been there since the concept of liberty has been there in the syllabus. Liberty now, out of this topic, today we are going to have a discussion on liberty, how it should be looked at from liberal perspective. Here one should understand the liberty from liberal perspective. So how the people who wanted liberty to be maintained, how they viewed. As you all know, first, before knowing the liberal perspective, we should try to understand what actually is the liberty and what are its characteristic features. Liberty is a distinctive quality of man as compared to other animals. Liberty is not something that an individual enjoys in isolation or by being left alone. Here we should understand that liberty is a distinct quality of a human being because animals don't crave for that much of liberty as human beings crave. And also liberty should be seen that he should be left alone. It should not be like that. The liberty should be looked at from the point of view of larger society and what kind of liberty a human being needs while living is with his fellow human beings, and liberty, why a human being needs liberty to bring out the potentiality that is inside every human being. He should be given free hand. He should be you know let to speak, to move, and to have to think freely, to move freely, and to talk freely. So when you have that kind of liberty, then he will become a complete or an individual which is expected of a normal human being. So that is why liberty is very important for the development of any personality or any person. And we have to understand that liberty from two angles: negative liberty and positive liberty, because this understanding will enable you to understand different perspectives. So negative liberty means if really an individual is to be developed, he will have so many constraints or restraints. Those have to be removed. So when those constraints and restraints are removed, he will enjoy the liberty. He will become a developed individual. And another perspective is positive liberty. It is not merely enough that restraints or constraints are removed, because individual historically and socially has been the has been being suppressed. majority of the people in the society did not have proper conditions which are required for enjoying a liberty and to become an individual, a good individual or a developed individual. So there are many social, economic, and political constraints. There are, and also he he needs certain conditions. If an individual wants to become a complete individual or a developed individual, he requires certain conditions like minimum education, potable water, health. He needs all these minimum needs. Only when those minimum needs or minimum conditions are created, an individual will be able to utilize his liberty and become a developed individual. So, if all the people in a society are to be developed, then somebody has to provide certain minimum necessities, minimum conditions, so that he will develop. So here we are talking about liberty because many of the individuals do not have access to minimum necessities of life. When an individual does not have minimum access to certain conditions, certain material conditions, he will not be able to develop. So that is why here somebody has to create certain conditions so that he will develop. So that is how we should look at the liberty from two angles. Negative means removing the restrictions. Positive means creating conditions, necessary conditions. Now, let us understand liberty and freedom. Uh, there is not much difference, but liberty is the condition wherein individuals behave according to their will and govern themselves, taking responsibility for their actions and behaviors. It is more of an individual oriented. He's accountable for the behavior or for anything he will do. Whereas freedom is a state of being free to enjoy political, social, and civil liberties. Uh, so that is how we should understand liberty and freedom. We will later on, this understanding will help us to understand the liberal perspective that we will come to see in the remaining uh, time that we are going to have. Definitions. T.H. Green, liberty is not mere absence of restraints, it is the positive power of doing or enjoying things worth doing and enjoying. So this is very important. So an individual should be given freedom to do what he wants or which he thinks worth doing and enjoying. Only then he will develop. And H.J. Lasky, liberty is the eager maintenance of that atmosphere in which men have the opportunities to be their best selves. Here, the positive definition has been given here by T.H. Green and H.J. Lasky. How these definitions show how minimum necessary conditions are required to enjoy liberty and to develop into a full human being. Well, the liberty, how liberty should be understood and definitions we've seen. And there are types of liberties. Liberty, natural liberty. Natural liberty is the liberty when man enjoyed. Man enjoyed when there was no society or no state, no law. So the pure liberty he enjoyed. That was state of nature we call. Uh, the state of nature is the term that was coined by contractual philosophers, Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau. Civil liberty, how an individual in the society enjoys the liberty within the law. And political liberty is the liberty an individual, apart from as a citizen, as an individual enjoys in the society, he enjoys certain political rights um, as a citizen of the country. So economic liberty, right to work. Every individual should have right to work, and also national liberty. Every nation craves for independence, and that is how there are different types of liberties. Uh, Now, the after understanding what is liberty in from two angles, and then the difference between freedom and liberty, there's not much difference, but we have to understand the freedom is a larger concept, and the liberty is more of an individual oriented aspect. So liberal perspective, early liberal perspective defined liberty as absence of restraint or the absence of constraint. And later liberal phase, see, the early liberal phase continued from 16th century to 18th century, and later liberal phase started in late 19th century. The later liberal perspective views liberty as freedom from fear and want, and the state must interfere to secure the welfare of the people. So this the first one. Earlier liberal perspective subscribed to a kind of negative liberty, and later liberal perspective emphasized on positive liberty, where somebody has to provide certain minimum necessities of life if an individual wants to enjoy his liberty. And then uh, after 70s, uh, some contemporary liberal thinkers known as exponents of libertarianism, like Hayek, Milton Friedman, and Robert Nozick, have sought to lay renewed emphasis on negative liberty, criticizing welfare-oriented state. So this is a new kind of a neoliberal thinking that has come back in the form of libertarianism. This libertarianism, the thinkers of the libertarianism emphasize on negative liberty. That is, state should withdraw from hitherto provision of welfare activities. So this is also called as a kind of neoliberal thinking. Now let us see how the early liberal phase began. By the end of the 17th or 17th century, feudalism declined, and the beginning of industrial revolution, so as to release the forces of production, the capitalism started taking roots in the Western countries during 17th century. And this capitalism was possible because of the freedom given to the capitalists who established industries after industrial revolution. So the liberal phase began. The individual and his liberty became important after the decline of feudalism, with the emergence of Renaissance movement and industrial revolution. All these phenomena should be looked at from the point of view of individual becoming the center of the society, and the liberty, individual and his liberty became very important, and that is how capitalism developed. Uh, and this During the early phase of liberalism, law must enforce all contracts. See, individual is the center of the society, and the early liberal thinkers believed that individual is capable of looking after his needs. So he should be allowed, freely to enter into contracts, and the state is there to enforce the terms of the contract, and state should perform very minimum functions like law and order and security, and the economic activities should be left alone, should be left aside. That is laissez-faire, laissez-faireism. Laissez-faireism is a terminology, is a very important concept, which says that state should perform minimum functions and the economic activity should be left to the people. So state should not interfere into economic activities. There should be a kind of free market society where everybody can invest, where everybody can sell, and buy. So there should be a free market. State should see that free market uh, will have the main say in the allocation of the resources. It is not the state that should allocate the resources. It should be the market that should allocate the resources. So that is how laissez-faireism was the main theme of the early liberal thinkers. The exponents of this view saw society as an aggregate of atomized individuals. There is no society as such. It's just society is an aggregate of atomized individuals. Not there is no collectivity or there is no collective thinking. Society consists of individuals. If you look after the needs of the, if you give freedom to the individual, then society will automatically develop. So when individual is given freedom and liberty, society will automatically will develop. That was the thinking. That kind of thinking was there. And therefore utilitarian stood for the greatest happiness of the greatest number. So the utilitarian thinkers supported this liberalism. And that is how, because of the liberal thinking and emphasis on individual liberty, that capitalism developed and laissez-faireism existed, and there was free market. So this has created, huge wealth. Wealth creation had been possible during the early liberal phase. And Adam Smith, the main thinkers of liberal perspective of liberty were Adam Smith of 18th century, Jeremy Bentham and also 18th and 19th century, James Mill, Herbert Spencer were the prominent exponents of liberal perspective of liberty. So we should understand liberty as something which is possible by removing the constraints and making the state confining itself to perform only a limited functions like security and law and order functions. And the economic functions and the economy should be left to market forces. State should not interfere. Individuals should be given more freedom. Whatever restrictions are there, those should be removed. That is the main activity, main function of the state. So this is how we should understand the earlier liberal phase. And then came uh, J.S. Mill, famous essay on liberty in 1859, that is late 19th century. He understood liberty as not merely non-interference. Now slowly a beginning has made that negative liberty is not total liberty. Liberty should be understood in more broader perspective. And the beginning was made by J.S. Mill. He understood liberty as not merely non-interference of the state, but also freedom from pressures of the society, public opinion and conventions. Tyranny of the majority in the affairs of the individual. The essay on liberty, he emphasized how the majority opinion and public opinion or the traditions will create so many constraints on individual liberty. So he spoke of liberty in more broader perspective. And J.S. Mill contemplated a positive role for the state in securing social welfare, even it implied curbing of the individual to some extent, individual liberty to some extent. And the liberal phase, was the positive liberalism came after realizing the severe conditions that were the result of negative liberalism. Though capitalism has created a lot of wealth, but there was so much of inequality, and there was so much of exploitation of the industrial workers and also the consumers. So after finding out the so many uh, gaps and so many limitations in negative liberalism and the early liberal phase. The people like J.S. Mill, T.H. Green, Hobhouse, and H.J. Lasky, they emphasized on creating necessary conditions for the individual to enjoy his liberty and to develop into a complete human being. So they emphasized on creating conditions by the state. Green postulated a theory of rights and insisted on the positive role of the state in creating necessary material conditions under which men could effectively exercise their moral freedom. So Mill was of the view that a human being can become moral or he can enjoy his moral freedom only after having minimum necessary material conditions. So human beings must be provided a necessary material conditions so that their moral faculties would develop, would blossom. Only then the moral, we can see the moral human being. And Hobhouse and Lasky postulated that private property was no absolute right. Earlier liberal thinkers believed that state was there to protect the private property. Now there is a relaxation. The relaxation was supported or propounded by Hobhouse and Lasky. Private property was no absolute right. That right can be taken away by the state, and that the state must secure the welfare of the people, no matter if it is constrained to curtail economic liberty of the few privileged few. So during the early liberal phase, the Western society had seen the growth of only a few individuals. Only a few individuals became very rich, but majority people suffered. There was inequality. There was huge inequality. So to overcome that situation, they proposed positive liberalism. Uh, Now comes the contemporary liberal thinkers or the libertarianism. Friedrich Hayek, Milton Friedman, and Robert Nozick. These were the thinkers, especially after 1970s. Now, before after the early liberal phase, especially after First and Second World War, there was a view that state should interfere and create necessary conditions. And the state activity or the welfare state thus emerged, continued up to 1970s. And after 70s, because of the communication technology and because of the globalization, that is no restrictions among the no restrictions on trade among the countries, and because of the globalization, and also there was a kind of negativity, a kind of opposition towards a welfare state. Many thinkers thought that welfare state is like a communist state in America, in Russia, and they opposed the welfare activities or they opposed the intervention of the state because they thought that welfareism is not good for an individual. And Milton Friedman argues that government is required only to sustain and supplement the market society and nothing beyond that. He identifies capitalism or a competitive market society as a necessary condition of freedom. The Milton Friedman thought that the competitive market society or capitalism is a necessary condition of freedom. Individuals will have a lot of freedom in capitalist society. That is what they believed. And libertarians believed that the state can secure only negative liberty of the individual. That means it will see that there will be no restrictions on the enjoyment of liberty. Acquisition of positive liberty is left to the individual himself, and it is his concern. So, an individual creating necessary conditions for his liberty is the responsibility of the individual. It is not the responsibility of the state. That is what libertarians believed in. So, because of this thinking, libertarian thinking, the libertarianism is also uh, sometimes called as neoliberalism. This neoliberalism is a phase that began in 1970s, whereby state withdraws from its hitherto provision of goods and services. State slowly and steadily withdrawing and making space for private sector, and market is given freedom. Market is allowed to enter into any activity. So government is slowly and steadily is withdrawing, and because of this withdrawal, we have been seeing, we have been experiencing less and less government jobs, and less provision of education, less and less provision of health. So because of this withdrawal of the state, many people for centuries together who have been, for centuries together who have been, lagging behind, or who have been in poverty, are suffering because of the withdrawal, this kind of withdrawal of the state. Especially in the COVID situation, we have been experiencing how the private sector is, exploiting the situation, and the state is lacking in its minimum responsibility towards containing disease and towards providing succor to the, the people, especially the migrant laborers. So the state withdrawal is beneficial to only a few rich people, or the corporate sector, or the capitalist class. So the state withdrawal is a uh, is is acting as a very dangerous trend uh, for the lives of the poor. So this is how we should understand the liberty from the liberal perspective. So thank you very much.